Former England striker Darren Bent alongside us. Hello, Darren.
Morning, Benty.
Morning, Nadine, you right?
How you, mate? Okay?
Yeah, I'm all good, you?
Very good, very good. How'd you get this morning?
It was right, to be fair. I got on the train, got down there relatively early, but you know what's funny, Ali? I didn't bring my scooter today, and that woman was on the train.
You scared?
No.
Yeah, she was on it, but I didn't have my scooter with me, so it was all right.
Did she recognise you?
No, but she was very polite, though, this time. She was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Nice to see you.
It's because you're not breaking any rules.
No, it's because she beat me last time because I had to go to the back. So she's like, she's one up in cheese. So she's like, oh.
Women never forget.
She's like, oh, nice to see you. I thought you.
Did she do it in like a kind of facetious way?
Oh, no, the mask covering her face, but just like, oh, nice to see you.
She was grimacing.
Yeah.
Well, it is actually nice to see you, even though you're scooterless. Thanks for joining us, Darren. How excitement levels for you, 1 to 10 at the moment?
Yeah, really excited. I mean, you'd have to say that what they've done in terms of the past couple of seasons that we've had in terms of the pandemic and things, the way these players have come together, the nations come together, the way they're playing on the pitch, it's been absolutely superb, you have to say. The excitement levels are building, the expectations levels are building, and, you know, 2 games away, could be champions of Europe, so exciting.
It is exciting. I think you're allowed to get excited at this stage as well. Obviously, there's a bit of trepidation, isn't there? But what's the point in having tournament football if you can't get a little bit overexcited? Have you spoken to any of the players? Yeah,
I was there obviously last week, chatting to Saka. I mean, what a guy! What a guy he is. I mean,
they love him, don't they? The boys love him.
Absolutely love him.
Hey?
He was so happy. That's the way to describe it. He was so happy. So I was obviously spoke to him a little bit. Even Gareth, the manager, was about. I had a word with him. He seemed really in good spirits.
Really?
Jack. And to be fair, Jack was in really, really good spirits, and it kind of surprised me a little bit. Not surprised me, but because you think like there's a real clamour to see him get on the pitch more and more. And every time he comes on the pitch, he makes an impact. Yeah. But even he was in really good spirits in terms of the squad, the players that are in the squad. And it was interesting because obviously Mason Mount was out with the old
COVID.
the COVID situation in Chilwell. And even the way Jack, because a lot of people have kind of compared them in terms of it seems like at one stage it was always who would you play, Mason Mount or Jack Grealish or Foden. It was always like one or the other. And the way he kind of spoke about Mason Mount was really nice to hear as well, because I was talking about him I was like about our Mason, and he was saying, Bentley, I'm telling you, he is so good. Not only in terms of the way he works, the way he presses, which he's very, very good at it. He was like, it's not just that. Is that the way he plays, he is so good. And honestly, the way he was talking about it, it was beaming off his face. So that was nice to hear as well in terms of, because they are not rivals in the squad, but obviously Jack wants to play.
This has happened before, hasn't it? When Mason Mount got a little bit of stick last time and everyone was saying, oh, he's the favourite in this and that, and it doesn't matter what anyone else does, Mason Mount gets picked. And I think Jack came out before then and said, stop doing that, stop comparing us. Like, he's a great friend of mine and he's a great player individually as well, because sometimes we get on our sort of we get these things in our minds, don't we, that it has to be one or the other, and
it's almost like I really want Jack, so I don't want Mason. Do you know what I mean? Rather than we want them both. But honestly, it was really nice to hear Jack talk about him, because he honestly said that he was like, he couldn't speak highly enough of him about how good he is, and it's not just his work rate, it's with the ball, things he does with the ball. So it was good. Ali,
I've got the telly on in here, and we can see Sky Sports News, and we can see all the pictures from inside camp, and they just look like they're having such a good time.
That's what I was going to say to Benty.
Swimming pool, the blow-up unicorn, my God.
The morale in the camp looks absolutely magic. They're all getting on well, and listen, if that wouldn't be the case right now, there'd be a serious problem. But at the same time, Benty, they look as though they've got a good squad of boys, and it's really interesting and pleasing to hear yourself plus the coaches on saying, you know, the guys that aren't playing, because you know what it's like, they sometimes can be a problem, but the guys that aren't playing have been absolutely great. So, no, all bodes well.
Do you know as well? It's mad, because when you said they've got the swim pools in there, and they've got the golf simulator. Because I asked him as he walked in,
Saka's not
I asked him about his golf, and he said, "No, I've retired." He did. He's retired. But it was just like, when I remember being in England squads, it never had this feel to it. Like, I don't know if it's because maybe the rivalries in terms of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, it was quite fierce back then, wasn't it? But when you walk into the environment, you just don't get the sense of there's any kind of rivalry at all, even though they play for all top clubs. Most of them play for the top clubs that have been competing for the biggest trophies in the world. It just feels completely different to when I was in the squad.
Benty, do you think that's something that Gareth has specifically went out to remove, you know, and make the camp that have that feeling about it? Because it wouldn't surprise me if that's something that he's set out to do and has achieved.
Yeah, I think he'd have had to, because he would have seen under Savent there was nowhere near that type of feel. Do you know what I mean? People kind of ran amok a little bit in terms of what they did collectively. Then even Capello, I just don't think them two managers in terms really got it in terms of the team spirit. Like I remember Capello, he was really kind of harsh with these rules in terms of you have to wear your tracksuits down to lunch. You can't do this. You can't, like, it was a bit.
See the no ketchup.
It was so like regimented that the players were just like, oh, it's too much. Do you know what I mean? But Gareth Southgate seems to have got the right mix, the right blend, and that's what the players look like they're absolutely thriving. What are you laughing at?
Oh, it's me, Benny. I can't stop laughing at the fact that Capello will always be remembered by Woodsy as the no ketchup man.
Honestly, no salt and pepper.
Because that hurts me. No ketchup.
I know.
Do you know what though? You say that, but after 2010 World Cup, where it didn't go great, he softened a little bit, so there was more of an option. But before
Condiments
that,
came back in.
Before that,
condiments.
No sauce, salt and pepper, nothing.
But how did he do his coaching at the table? Well, we need a salt and pepper dish to move people about. I mean, what's going on there, Benny?
Dean Saunders would be lost without the condiments.
No wonder you never won anything, man.
Genuinely though, you're so right. Surely you can trust these professionals to manage their own diets. Give them the option, obviously, and then I'm sure they'll pick the right things. But are they different now? Is the way that footballers look after themselves different from when you were playing?
Yeah.
I know you didn't retire that long ago.
Yeah,
but,
you can see.
You know.
I mean, I remember certainly when I first came through Ipswich Town, the off season was the off season. So you only started getting fit once you came back first day pre-season, and then it was back catching up. But I think players quickly realised that, well, that 4 or 5 weeks that you have off isn't enough. So now you see them whenever they go, whether they go to wherever their holiday destinations are, they've got gyms wherever they're staying. They're always in the gym 24/7 till they'll be in the gym in the morning. Then they'll go and enjoy the rest of their holidays. But they're constantly working 24/7. Whereas before, as I said, you'd come back day one pre-season, and that's when you started to get fit.
I really like all the stuff that's coming out. Love that Luke Shaw comments on Saka as well. Just about, he couldn't say it enough how much they love him and love him being around. There was a little bit on Conor Cody as well, even though he's not been playing. Apparently just a brilliant guy to have around the camp, really motivational, really fun. So yeah, thanks for that, Darren. We're going to delve into more of your stories from the England training camp.
That's what you're getting.
Well, we didn't get Seth Fabregas on our show, so a bit disappointed about that one. Anyway, are you bringing on any interviews?
Listen, I tried for Ben desperately.
Oh.
But he's not very well.
Oh, right. Got it. Okay, fair enough. Listen, we will get more stories from Darren Bent. I want to hear if you had a go at the darts as well.